Our culture is full of stories that bring together a team of powerful heroes. Every year on the 30th of January, we remember such a team when we commemorate the three holy hierarchs. Every single day of the year holds within it a commemoration of a saint or a story. These saints are all friends of Jesus Christ, and so they are friends of all of us, and these stories and these festivities are ways for us to, every single day of the year, have another reason to glorify God. Among these saints are the early church fathers, great friends of Christ and great teachers of Christian theology, and all of them have a day every single year when we remember them. But for three of them, we have a day when we remember a group. Every year on the 30th of January, the Church holds a festival known as the Feast of the Three Holy Hierarchs. In Orthodox Christianity, this is a day that we remember especially in our schools and seminaries, because it is a day that celebrates education and, of course, educating us into a closer life with Christ. And because this day brings together three of history's greatest teachers. On this YouTube channel, we already have an episode for each of these three figures. They are St. Basil the Great, St. Gregory the Theologian, and St. John Chrysostom. If you want to know more about their individual lives and their ministries and their stories, watch our episodes about them. All three of them had a number of things in common. All three of them lived in the 4th century. All three of them were raised by holy parents, all of whom are also saints. All three of them came up against heresies in their day and age. All three of them became bishops of small dioceses. And all three of them had an impact far beyond their diocese of their day and far beyond their century into all of Christian history. As we said, they all lived in the 4th century, but fast forward several hundred years at the dawn of the new millennium, and we are now in the 11th century. And at this point, all of these three men and their writings are still being enjoyed and researched. However, a lot of Christians are now seeing these three writers and their works as being in contrast with each other rather than in connection with each other, and there are rising movements of people referring to themselves as Basilites or Gregorites or Johnites, and arguing over which one of these three great teachers is the best of them all, which one is the greatest one to follow. We actually have reference from Paul that this happened in the 1st century, of people saying that they were of Paul or of Peter. The argument over which of these three hierarchs is the greatest ultimately distracts from the writings of all three of them. This leads us to another saint whose name was also John. He is remembered as St. John Moropos or St. John Blackfoot. I am not sure why his name was Blackfoot. This St. John was also a writer. He wrote poetry and music as well as different letters, and he was a bishop in Asia Minor. However, he is most often remembered in the church as having a dream that led to the creation of this festival on the 30th of January. In this dream, John was met first by Basil, then by Gregory, then by John Chrysostom, and then all three started talking to him at once, and they were basically telling him, this has got to stop. This arguing over which one of us is the greatest is ridiculous. As you can see, we're all friends, and we all stand together before God. There's nothing that divides us. When you ask one of us to pray for you, the other two turn up and join in. We spent our entire lives on earth trying to unify the Christian church. Please don't use our writings to try and pull it apart. So, let's end this nonsense. Pick a day and remember all three of us at the same time. And we promise we will continue together to pray for the church. As the dream ended, John watched as these three great men of old got back into whatever conversation they had been interrupted in as they walked away into the blinding light of heaven. When John Blackfoot woke up, he set about making this request come true and wanted to pick the right date. In the month of January, there are already three separate commemorations, one for each of these three saints. And so, St. John decided that it was good to wrap up the month of January with a festival that combined a memory of all three. This celebration of the three holy hierarchs remains a celebration every year to this day. Basil, Gregory, and John remain friends of ours because they remain friends of Jesus Christ himself. Every year on this day, we hear these words sung as a hymn in our churches. Let us who love their words gather together and honor with hymns the three great torchbearers of the triune Godhead, Basil the Great, Gregory the theologian, and John Chrysostom. These men have enlightened the world with the rays of their divine doctrines. They are sweetly flowing rivers of wisdom, filling all creation with springs of heavenly knowledge. Ceaselessly, they intercede for us before the Holy Trinity. Once again, all three of these men have an episode dedicated to them on this channel. And once again, these episodes only introduce these great men because there is so much about all of them to be celebrated and respected. We're accompanying this episode with a very simple cup of black tea with milk. At this point, we've been filming several different episodes and trying several unusual teas, and I really just wanted something normal, and it does the trick.